Taurus, welcome to Modern Maven Tarot. Whenever this tarot reading shows up on your timeline, this message is for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Quick message that came out while I was clearing your cards, a very strong indicator of some subconscious fears we got going on, and it could be related to feelings of insecurity, feelings of worry and doubt, insecurity, and it's something related to dreams that we want to pursue. And so I think there is this idea of an understanding or beginning to recognize the fears that we have and how they do pull us back into this idea of needing something or someone to save us when the light comes from within. There's a very bright light shining within you, Taurus, and I get this sense that we get tugged back into, I got damsel in distress that popped in my head, where this is part of that evolution, that emotional evolution of that wonderful, thank you, Pluto energy, judgment, answering the wake-up call. There's a subconscious shadow energy that pulls you back into this. And once we recognize that overcoming this is part of this Pluto transformation for us, Taurus, that's when we really take off. Okay, that is the strong message I'm getting. And so it'll be interesting to see what the tarot has to say. But right off the bat, very strong messages related to your subconscious. And it can also be related to your moon energy. But I'm getting more a sense of subconscious fears related to this insecurity that tug us back. And then once we identify it, that's the first step. When we do that shadow work, also a huge step. That shadow work journal, I'm telling you, look, check it out on my link tree. It is just the best, all right? And this is the thing with that journal is a lot of times these shadow energies, we tend to think about these big events that happen, but oftentimes it's these little reoccurring things that happen that really build that big shadow energy, the fear, the guilt, the shame, embarrassment, whatever it is. It comes from those little mundane things that happen frequently that program our brain a certain way that really make a big impact in areas that we might not expect. So take that how it resonates, and let's see what the tarot thinks. All right, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot. I swear I've just had word vomit all day today, and it's not even Mercury retrograde. All right. Okay, not sure what happened there, but my camera cut out. That's so funny that I'm joking about it not being Mercury retrograde and word vomit, and then my camera cuts out. But anyways, there are a lot of there's a lot of solar activity, so maybe that's what's going on with the solar flares. But the tarot in the shuffle made the point of saying, when you get your light and your shadow working together, you are going to charge forward and you're unlocking the 10 of coins. All right, the light and the shadow. There's so much related to your duality, your yin and yang, your light and your shadow. Also, Taurus, look at your polar natal energy. For you, it would be, let's see here, Scorpio, right? I think that's your polar natal is Scorpio. So see how you can incorporate that energy into your life. There's something really strongly related to, if you can get your light and your shadow working together instead of pulling you in two different directions, you are going to charge forward, and that's when this gets unlocked. All right. So let's see what is going on here. Oh, interesting. Okay, now this personal empowerment too might be related to speaking up in certain matters, okay? All right, last week's energy coming into this week, 7 of coins, power of patience. Taurus, this is you. This is Saturn and Taurus. So this is a strong message of saying, the tarot is saying, hey, Taurus, look at your Saturn placement. What house is your Saturn in? What sign rules Saturn? Because there's something here where if we feel like we've been, like we work at something and never comes to fruition, there's a block of fear or limitation related to challenges in your Saturn placement where you're meant to build resilience. They're not meant to hinder you. They're meant to help you grow. And I'm getting a really strong message that if we can look at that Saturn, if we can work with it instead of working against it, we're going to find that key that unlocks everything. All right? This week's energy, King of Swords. Okay, so with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, I'm getting a strong message too. This could be related to something in legal terms of a block of fear, limitation, and something that we face with a legal matter. This is also a card, though, when it comes to just being somebody who has to make tough choices, being in a leadership role of making tough choices. And you have to make choices that are based in logic and rationality. You are a very loving and grounded sign. And so make sure that, like, your personal power, you stick with this authority of being in control. All right. And what does that look like for you? Because this could also be related to whatever the Saturn lesson is. Perhaps feeling uncomfortable in a leadership role, or other people feeling uncomfortable with you in a leadership role. Next week's energy, the Queen of Wands. This is what's so fascinating, is like so much of this is saying that, like, I'm getting a message of there are outside influences that are trying to influence your decision making when you know the choices that need to be made. This card also really strongly tells you that you have to protect your throat chakra. All right. The Queen, she makes choices based on her experiences. And so it's this idea of, you know, the Saturn lessons, these repeat relationships or situations that occur where we've made a certain choice each time, and now it's time to reassess. Is that really the choice I need to make? Or should I be making the choice that does not repeat the same choice that has been made in the past? All right, so let's get these clarified to get some more clarity here. Let's clarify Seven of Coins, but this is definitely a strong message for you. Too many cards. It's a strong message for you to answer the wake-up call. This is, again, Pluto transformation. Your Saturn, your blocks, your fears, your limitations, when you work with those and answering that wake-up call with Pluto and Aquarius, things are going to take off, all right? And I love seeing her there. Okay, clarifier for Taurus for the Seven of Coins. Saturn lesson, block, fear, limitation. Let's get a clarifier for that Saturn and Taurus. Wow. Really? So this is it, is really what I'm getting. I'm getting the sense too of this dissatisfaction that comes back. I'm getting this idea of you manifested something, but you're not thinking it's what you wanted. Okay? Interesting. Oh, wow. Tarot is saying to stick with it, though. Like, there's something here of doubting, like, is this really what I want? But Eight of Pentacles, yeah, like, keep your vibration high, okay? This dissatisfaction is going to pull you back down. Keep that vibration high. Keep working. Pay attention to the details. Here's an interesting thing, too. Instead of seeing roadblocks, instead of seeing delays as places where you're farther away from what you want to attain, see them as, again, Saturn, like lessons being learned. Saturn's the taskmaster. It's an area where we learn lessons to help us grow, to be bigger and better and bolder. And that's what I'm getting, is like you're focusing too much on the things that aren't vibing with you and not enough on where this is leading you. Okay? Because it's leading you to the Ten of Cups. Everything in its right place. All right? And so I'm going back to what those intuitive messages. There's something in your subconscious that's tricking you into thinking that this isn't what, you know, it's meant to be. But like, you have to work past that. There's some sort of experience from the past that's teaching us this lesson, and I'm getting a really strong aha moment. But yeah, the tarot is saying stick with it, please. Whatever it is, stick with it. So let's get this King of Swords clarified. Why is the King of Swords here for Taurus this week? King of Swords. King of Swords for Taurus. Oh, interesting seeing the Lovers reversed like that. It didn't pop out. And Pluto, again, I'm telling you, this is you answering the wake-up call. This is your calling. I'm getting Six of Pentacles. All right, so this is the Six of Pentacles. It's ruled by Moon in Taurus. So much of your energy is in here, Taurus. This is an idea of contemplating your relationship with money, and then also seeing the give and take of money. I'm getting a lot in relation to giving and receiving, and being in a place and being in a position of having to handle that. Like, whatever this authority is, whatever this is, with this being you're in a position of of giving and receiving money. Okay, it's also an idea of good karma. So remember that, like, the energy you give money, you get back. So if you are in a position, like this is, I'm getting like CFO energy. So like if you're in a position where you're, you know, the head of finances somewhere, even if it's a small business or even yourself, there's this idea of like this authority of empowerment. You want to feel empowered with this role, because if you don't, it's going to affect your relationship with money. All right, so Queen of Swords. Why is the Queen of Swords here next week? Okay, the other fascinating, oh, that's really cool. The other fascinating thing, I think, too, because again, court cards are people in our lives, so this might not necessarily be you, but somebody else in your life playing these roles, but, you know, a divine masculine, divine feminine. This could be somebody else, right? And then this could be you and vice versa. So take whatever, you know, you're identifying with and claim it. But Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Queen of Swords. This is where I think it's all coming together, because this is a card of really, again, the contemplation I'm getting. Look at the contemplation in both of these cards. Like, they're both contemplating money in a certain way. And it's almost this idea of like, okay, how important is that to me? Was it like a lot more important to me 10 years ago than it is now? But this Knight is still looking forward. And so that's where I think that we have this sense of empowerment, that we have this sense of knowledge of knowing the opportunities that will grow and the opportunities that won't. And the Knight is saying that this is an opportunity that is growing. It's not fully bloomed yet, okay? And so when we're tricking ourselves with these fears, these doubts, it's like, yes, it is growing. If you don't think it is, it is. It's just not matured to where it's going to be. And so again, keeping that vibration high, working on all the ways you can empower yourself and step into a very strong leadership role is really what I'm getting. All right, so let's get an empowering question, then we're going to close this out. Taurus, thank you so much for joining me. Again, please don't forget to hit that like button, share with somebody who you think needs to hear this message, and subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot. All right, what do we got? Ooh, what is my instinct telling me to do? Okay, and then again, peel back that onion layer one more time and ask, is this my instinct or is this my shadow? What is my instinct telling me to do? So this is strong with the Queen of Swords, because remember, she allows experiences to inform her decisions. This is thinking and deciding independently. So if there is a decision that needs to be made related to the distribution of finances, what is my instinct telling me to do? What is the first thing that comes to mind before those seeds of doubt and worry and fear come in? Because that's where you're going to get your answer. Okay, Taurus? Thanks again so much for joining me. As always, shine your inner light. You've got this.